What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we've hit an experimental stage in this channel. Got a couple of nice gifts for Christmas that I wanted to try out. As you could already see, you've got a NBA neon lights at the background. Also, I did purchase a Michael Jordan poster earlier today. Trying to change things up a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, today we've got an episode of Chicago Bulls Weekly. I do also want to ask, because the lighting is also a lot different, I wanted to try again new things. Let me know in the comments below if you actually like this type of lighting, or would you prefer me go back to, I guess, a different type of lighting and whatnot. Before we get started though, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and your overall thoughts and opinions on how the week actually went. It has been a positive week overall for the Chicago Bulls, ladies and gentlemen, as the Bulls' weekly record is actually 3-1. Yes, the loss was horrifically bad, and again, it piled up on a lot of other losses beforehand, but after that loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves, we actually picked things up and went on a 3-game win streak, which I'm obviously extremely happy about. So let's get started and talk a little bit more about some of those wins for the Chicago Bulls. But of course, we will start off with the loss against the Minnesota Timberwolves, in which we lost this game 150 to 126. Again, this was an embarrassing loss, there's no doubt about it. When your offense is playing as well as it did, dropping 126 points, but you gave up 150 points, ladies and gentlemen, that is truly unacceptable in every sense of the word. That is really upsetting to see. So I want things to change from that, and of course, it looks like things did change from that. I think the Bulls learned a very valuable lesson. They obviously had to go at Zach LaVine and whatnot, and at the end of the day, I think some of those things ended up paying off, which in the next game we versed the Miami Heat, and we actually won this game 113 to 103. Granted, this performance was without without Jimmy Butler, and without Kyle Lowry. So those are two of their big players, and overall their team was significantly weaker than the Chicago Bulls. But to give credit to the Bulls, you got to be able to beat what's put in front of you, and the Bulls did exactly that. I'd rather win this type of game than lose it, and if we lose it, everybody's going gun blazing at the Chicago Bulls. So we did the job, and that's exactly what we need to do. Then we move over into the next game, in which we versed the Atlanta Hawks on the second night of a back-to-back, and it's a buzzer beater, ladies and gentlemen, but one and only Ayo Dosunmu who ended up scoring the final bucket, and we won this game 110 to 108. This was a performance of, I would say, up and down, because again, Atlanta, that team hasn't really got together and played a lot of games together when it's been fully healthy. That's one thing. And obviously, I do think there were a lot of weaknesses in that game, but we got revenge over the Atlanta Hawks. Ayo Dosunmu gets a great buzzer beater. It was a beautiful sight to see, and I'm very happy for that. And then obviously we turned into the next game, in which there was another buzzer beater. It was the Bulls and the Knicks, and we got some revenge over the Knicks as we won this game 118 to 117. Very happy overall that we ended up walking away with a win in this game. Again, the Knicks is a team that it brings the best out of you, in my opinion. They play super solid defense, so in order to beat them, you're going to have to play your best offensive game and match their physicality, match their defense. And for the most part, I think we did okay. Now, their three-point shooting, absolutely unbelievable compared to every other team in the NBA. I believe, even this is a statistic now, they shoot the highest percentage of threes against the Chicago Bulls. I'm pretty sure that is a statistic this season. So that's not a good sight to see. But again, we did end up walking away with a win. DeMar DeRozan delivered again in this game. And again, I've just been very happy with that overall. And that's a 3-game win streak for the Chicago Bulls, and hopefully it could be many more to come. With all that being said though, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at some of those awards. Finally, I get to talk about these awards. When the Bulls have a positive week, all you're going to see is awards for this team. The 3 awards that we usually give out, if you're not aware, is the Must Improve, the Sixth Man of the Week, and the Player of the Week for the Chicago Bulls. So, starting off with the Must Improve of the Week, this is going to be an extremely hard one for a variety of reasons. One, obviously, a lot of players were actually out for most of this week. Javonte Green was out most of this week. Derrick Jones Jr. out most of this week. Alex Caruso got injured against the Hawks, I believe. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing someone else. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I'm definitely missing someone else. But again, a lot of players were actually out this week for the Chicago Bulls. So the limited guys that we actually played, we played a very limited rotation. So I think we actually did very well as a team. Again, I can't think of one guy that just absolutely sucked this week. Again, Minnesota, if you're looking at that one, again, Zach LaVine was pretty bad in that game. But overall, for the whole week, I can't really say that there's a team or a player that actually deserves the Must Improve award. I think Coby White's been solid. I think Ayo's been very, very solid. He obviously got the buzzer beater. I think the big three has been very solid this week. And obviously Andre Drummond, he's had a good stretch of form. Goran Dragic from time to time has had a good stretch of games. I think the Must Improve is very difficult. I don't necessarily know if I should give a Must Improve when the Bulls are going on 3-game win streaks. Moving into that 6th Man of the Week award, this is also a tough one as well because Ayo Dosunmu started a lot of those games. I think for me, it's between Coby White and Andre Drummond. Coby White, for someone that gets a lot of stick and a lot of criticism, he's been a guy that's been put on the floor, played a lot of minutes, played some solid defense, arguably one of the best, I guess, defensive performances of his entire NBA career recently in the last couple of games, even though sometimes he does get beat. He's been fairly efficient. He's been scoring the ball nicely. He's had a very good week in my opinion, and he's had a very good couple of weeks to say the least. So that's definitely something to consider when you're looking at the 6th Man of the Week award. And Andre Drummond, just for the pure fact that he could get close to a double-double within a quarter. He's absolutely amazing in what he does, and I do very much respect his performances. But again, we are playing a very limited, I guess, lineup so far with all those guys out. If I had to pick, I think I'm going to give it to Coby White. Look, again, right choice or not, that's up to you. I'm not going to argue with anybody in saying that, but I feel like Coby White has been extremely underrated in his performances. Even in the last game against the Knicks, where he didn't have a great 3 quarters, without his 4th quarter, we lose that game. Put it that way. We needed his shooting in every sense of the word. So I would try to give it to him in all honesty. Let me know if you agree or not in the comments below. And my player of the week will go to Zach LaVine. Funnily enough, the max contract player ends up getting the Player of the Week award. Who would have thought, ladies and gentlemen? But again, he was called out against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves was a disgusting game by Zach defensively, but every other game he's had very solid offensive nights. There have been some nights where I simply forget to mention Zach LaVine, but he's been our best player. In my opinion, Zach LaVine is the Player of the Week. It could go to Vucevic, it could go to DeMar. When the big three are playing well, it's very hard to just say this player gets the Player of the Week and no one else deserves to get any more awards. But for me personally, I'm going to stick with Zach LaVine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of games to look forward to this time out in this upcoming week. We do have 4 games actually to look forward to this week. Starting off with the first game in a couple of hours' time against the Houston Rockets. This game is going to be very interesting for the Bulls. I think this is a must-take game. I think if we fail to lose this game, it's a wasted opportunity in every sense of the word. And again, it's very, very upsetting if we fail to see a good performance from the Chicago Bulls here. After the performances they've been delivering, granted, not all of them have been super solid, and some of them have been questionable, but a win is a win. If we lose this game, it's going to be extremely disappointing. Then we move into the next game against the Milwaukee Bucks at home. Both of these games are at home, by the way. Of course, the Bucks is always going to be a difficult challenge. I don't think you can really say anything else except the Milwaukee Bucks is going to be a hard game. We've beaten them once before. Hopefully, we can go out and do it again at home. It was a tough game then. It will be a tough game now in my eyes. I think we can actually compete with them as well. Moving into that next game against the Detroit Pistons at home, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. This one is at the United Center. I do believe we versed the Detroit Pistons once overseas in France, if I'm not mistaken. So be prepared for that whenever that happens, but I don't think it's going to be this game against Detroit. Maybe it is. I don't think so, though, because we've obviously got a back-to-back again in the next game against Cleveland. And Cleveland is a very difficult challenge. Remember Cleveland, guys? The 3rd game of our season where they blew us out of the water in our home opener. We've got some revenge to give to Cleveland. And again, let's hope the Bulls can deliver in that way as well. We got to find some element of revenge that we can give to that Cleveland Cavaliers side. So let me know in the comments below what you think about the Chicago Bulls upcoming week, as well as the previous week for the Bulls as well. Can we continue on this momentum? I guess we'll find out against the Rockets and more games to come. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Again, if you like the background, if you like, I guess, the lights a little bit darker, but it does feel a little bit brighter to me. If you like the neon lights in the background, if you like the MJ poster in the background as well, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Obviously, a quick warning, I'm recording this at night, obviously, as you can see. When it's daylight, when it's a bright, shining light, you might not get a similar result in terms of this, and maybe I won't even try to bother doing this type of recording when the sun is out. So, for example, the game reaction against the Rockets will be dead set in the afternoon for me. So maybe I'll do different things then. But if you like this background, I'm happy to keep it. If you like the old background better, I'll be happy to keep that as well. All that being said, have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.